Welcome to our pay-per-view show edition. I'm your host, the Trivia. We're here today on YouTube, our YouTube channel, which is Top Rope Report, Face Live, and also on .com. 74. Beside me this week, said every week, I don't have a broken record, but business couldn't do the show without him. My co-host, my tag team partner, my friend, and well.
Hey, Mr. Trevor, how you doing today?
We're doing good. Greg, before we start the show tonight, I was at M&J this past weekend, and you were there, and we happened to meet this really nice guy. And I believe he's a special needs gentleman, and he really loves wrestling. And when I talked to him about our show, he kind of like lit up. And
oh, wow.
His brother-in-law said he was going to hook us up. He was going to hook him up to listen to our show today. So I want to give a special hello out to Nick out in Southington. I want to thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I briefly met him. I was literally on my way into the store while they were on their way out. He seemed like a very nice guy.
Yes. And also, I just got word before the show came on, well, we'll talk about this very briefly, is Cody Rhodes now has been released by the WWE.
Yep, and no surprise. I mean, he requested his release yesterday on Twitter. He said it's been, 10 years, been a great trek, I believe that's what he said. And, maybe he just feels it's time to do something else.
Yep, I mean, I was talking to our sponsor today, Johnny K from M&J Video Games and Collectibles, and he was telling me, a lot of these guys seem pretty pissed off because a lot of these guys, and we talked about this on the way down to the studio,
yep,
that a lot of the guys that have been there for a long time, they probably feel they're getting overlooked by these newcomers that are coming in and getting all these shots. And I had said to you, well, if these guys didn't suck so much, well, they might actually get a shot.
It's not that they suck. Cause, Cody Rhodes is very good. He's very good in the ring. He's had a very, very good reputation in the back, in the locker rooms. And I'm sorry, I just got a little beep in my phone. And sometimes, like with Damien Sandow, sometimes there's just nothing else they can do. He's never been able to raise himself to the main event level. He wants to stay Stardust. He can stay Stardust. WWE gave him plenty of chances to change back to be Cody Rhodes, and he didn't want to do that. So he asked for his release, and they granted it.
Right. Now, we're getting ready to do our pay-per-view predictions here. We're waiting on, I believe, 2 phone calls from the infamous Tony Black and the little Nugster, who's supposed to be giving us a call. So we're probably not going to start our pre-show predictions.
Well, according to this, that was a little Nugster that just messaged me saying it's not letting him call. So, Joe, if you hear this, just give me a minute. But I just, quite often we celebrate special occasions. And today, I want to celebrate one special occasion. The man that brought the passion back into WWE for me. Happy 35th birthday to one Brian Danielson, or a.k.a. Daniel Bryan.
Right.
To me, wrestling just hasn't been the same since he left. Those of you can hear him play this music in the background. And I'm waiting for that day that out of nowhere this music comes on, he comes back out and says, I'm back.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
See all kinds of videos of him training and working out as if he's preparing for something.
Yep.
So, hopefully, maybe someday, somewhere, I'll get to see him wrestle again.
Right. Well, great. We have a Connecticut caller on the line. I believe this is the infamous Tony Black. Tony, are you there?
Hello. Just sitting here watching Halloween Havoc 1993.
What? What? What are you watching? How dare you not watch a Top Rope Report live on YouTube?
That's it. I'm gonna get in touch with the secretary. We're gonna.
You're not getting paid for this appearance.
Yeah, that's it. So. Okay.
What was the main event for Halloween Havoc 1993?
I don't know. I didn't watch WCW back in 1993.
The main event was Captain Jack versus a very good friend of Mr. John Kelleher, Van Vader. It was split the wheel, make the deal, and Texas Deathmatch, and I think that's when Captain Jack lost his part of his ear.
Okay. Now that that's over with. Hello, little Nugster. How are you? We're doing
awesome.
pretty
We're doing
good. How's
awesome,
things in Florida? How's things in Florida?
Lauren's pretty good.
All right. Say hi to Tony Black.
Hey, Tony Black, how you doing? What's up there, little nutty nugget?
All right. But before we start, I have a question for the little Nugster that I asked Tony Black yesterday. Joe, can you name me the only professional wrestler who has a action figure from all 4 major promotions? From WWE, WCW, ECW, and TNA.
Hey, Mike.
No clue.
You never asked me this question.
Do you know it, Greg?
I'm gonna make a wild guess.
Mike.
ECW is one that's throwing me off.
Can you turn your phone off? It's not picking it up very good.
As loud as it goes.
Can you get it closer to the mic?
Any closer, and all right, we'll try it that way. If I have to hold it, I'll hold it.
I'm gonna throw. I don't know. I'll say Kurt Angle. I don't think he was ever in ECW, but
Tony Black, would you care to elaborate on the answer?
Yes. You would always have to quote this man nevermore.
The Raven.
oh really?
Yep. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time for our Extreme Rules prediction show.
As you gentlemen know, we run down the matches. There's 8 matches, including 1 pre-show, and then the last prediction we always make is the first match prediction. We had a pre-show draft, and Joe, you're first up on the pre-show match, where it is Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin in a no disqualification match.
Alrighty then. First off, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
I hear you just fine.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure just so I could try to figure out if I can talk loudly or talk softly.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys perfectly.
All right,
Good.
great.
Alright, so the kickoff match, let's see here. I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin on this one.
Alright. Mr. Tony Black, what's your thoughts on this match?
I have to say I'm in agreement with the little Buckster.
Okay, I get the devious opportunity of going next on this match. And, so far, we're all going in the same direction. I'm going with Baron Corbin. I don't think Dolph Ziggler gets anything out of winning this match. I think they've got to start with, Baron Corbin. They got to get this push going with him. I think it's a hit between Corbin and Ziggler. So I definitely think it's going to be Corbin winning here.
Okay, now I'm gonna go with something where, it wouldn't surprise me if Dolph Ziggler was one of the few guys, or one of the many people rather, that have been released by the WWE. And does Ziggler have anything else left to prove? No, I don't think so. I mean, he did get a win over Baron Corbin the last time they fought. I believe that we're going to just go with a clean sweep here, and Mr. Trivia is going to take Baron Corbin.
All right, now we go on to the main card. We're going to go through the first 2 matches, the non-title matches, which is something very interesting to note, is every title is on the line at this pay-per-view, and that does not happen that often. But the first one we're going to go with, Tony Black, you get to start off with this one, is the Asylum match between Dean Ambrose and Y2J Chris Jericho.
Now, this is a match think I mentioned to somebody that I think I mentioned to you, Trip, that I would love to see a match like this for WWE for Extreme Rules. I am going to go with the Lunatic Spring, Dean Ambrose.
Okay, Dean Ambrose is the pick for Tony Black. Joe, you get to go next.
I'm actually going to agree with Tony Black on this one. I think since it's the very first Asylum match ever, why not have the Lunatic Dean Ambrose win?
Very valid point. Trev, what's your thoughts on this match?
Well, I mean, very, very good points made by both Tony Black and the little Nugster. This is a match right up Dean Ambrose's alley. And I really don't believe Chris Jericho has much of a chance of winning this match, so I'm going with Dean Ambrose as well.
All right, well, we'll be going 2 for 2, where for the second straight match, we all have the same prediction. Part of me, just to be different, wants to go in a different angle. I've been toying around with, there's this big contract dispute with Ryback that maybe because Ambrose Jericho's got to end sometime soon, maybe Ryback somehow interferes in this match, causes Jericho to win, and then there's an Ambrose Ryback match feud after this, but no, I'm not going to go that way. I think seeing as the inventor of the match is also going to be the innovator of the match, and I'm also going with Dean Ambrose to win this match.
Okay.
On to the next one, a Texas Tornado match between the Usos and the Club, a.k.a. Anderson and Gallows.
Has there ever been a Texas Tornado match before?
Yeah, plenty of time. I mean, from what I understand, a Texas Tornado match is basically the same thing as a Fatal 4-Way, just all 4 guys are in the ring at the same time, and
Oh, yeah.
when one guy gets eliminated, it's in 2-on-1. But Joe, you get to go first with this match.
Me?
Yes, you. You're the only Joe here. Or there.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Gallows and Anderson on this one.
Okay. Tony Black. You're up.
As much as I like to see the Usos, I see maybe, don't set the stone, but I have to say that the match will go to Gallows and Anderson. Maybe you will finally see Finn Balor make his appearance. Maybe. And somehow some kind of interference. So I'll go Gallows and Anderson.
Okay. Well, I'll go next on this one, Trev. Once again, this to me is just like the Ziggler, Baron Corbin situation. The Usos really don't get anything out of winning this match, as to where the Club gets a lot out of winning this match. With that being said, I'm going with the Club. Trev?
Well, Greg, here's where I gotta kind of disagree with you a little bit. I think the Usos do have something to gain out of winning this match because, it's more like a family pride thing, so to speak. I mean, they got their ass kicked twice by these guys. And they're 2 big dudes. Take nothing away from them. They're both talented wrestlers. But you know me and all the talks that we've had about wrestling and doing the show and everything. I mean, the Usos are still my boys.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the Usos in this match.
Okay. One of the other reasons why I went with the Club is because this last Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns and the Usos got over on the Club. And usually when that happens on Monday Night Raw, you lose on Monday Night Raw, you win on the pay-per-view. That's one of the reasons why I went with this.
Okay.
Now it's on to the championship matches. The first championship match we're going to go up and talk about, we'll let Tony Black lead off with this one, is the defending champion of the U.S. title, Kalisto, against Rusev with the lovely, luscious Lana in his corner.
Before I make my prediction, I think tonight we should do is, like, if you can, set up a group chat messenger, so it's like we know who our winners are. This way I'm not, because I forget sometimes who I pick. So, that's what I.
Well, I mean, after he went that wonderful offer on that one pay-per-view, he might not take. Well, we'll work something out, Tony.
Alright, now I'm going with my pick. I am going with the Bulgarian group. Because, I remember if it was Raw or SmackDown where Rusev totally annihilated Kalisto. So that's my pick. Rusev, U.S. champ.
Alright, Little Mugster. Joe, what are your thoughts on this match?
I am predicting a new champion. So my guess would be Rusev. And it's also great to mention that Lana is back, and that's also good. Good to see Lana.
It's always good to see Lana. Mr. Trivia, you are up.
Oh, sorry. Kalisto Rusev. Well, I don't see the WWE putting another singles title on Rusev. To be honest with you, I think the man, well, in my opinion, if it wasn't for just his brute strength, he probably wouldn't have a career in the WWE anyway. And I'm kind of leaning towards Kalisto. I don't think they're going to have Kalisto drop the strap until you possibly see a heel turn by Sin Cara. So I'm going to go with Kalisto to retain.
Very, very interesting.
Hold on, why the hell?
When I look at this match, I look at the same thing I just mentioned about the last match. Typically speaking, you lose on Raw, you win on the pay-per-view. For 2 or 3 pay-per-views now, we had said, Goldberg, wow. Ryback was going to take the title from him, and he didn't. Then the next pay-per-view, Ryback is going to take the title, and he didn't. The last pay-per-view, Ryback's going to take the title, and he didn't. So if you follow the pattern, Rusev challenging for the title for the first time, Kalisto getting his snot kicked out of him on Monday Night Raw, allowing him to not compete due to his quote-unquote injury on SmackDown, it all leads to Kalisto winning. But I'm not going to go that way. I do believe, I just got this little thing in the back of my head that they'll come out. This is where I'm going out of left field. This is the first one of the night for me, not the last. But Rusev will win the match, but not the title. So he's not going to win. He's going to win by disqualification. As Ryback will come down to the ring and interfere in the match and attack Rusev for Rusev trying to get the belt that Ryback should have won.
Okay.
So Ryback interferes and causes Rusev to win by disqualification.
Greg, before we get into the next match, I just got a message from Tom Dacey. He says he can hear us just fine. He's having a little trouble hearing Joe. So I asked him if he was listening to us on YouTube or if he's listening to us on TalkShoe, so I'll have him get back to us.
Okay.
But, all right. Well, that was an excellent point. I mean, Rusev winning on disqualification is not out of the realm of impossibility.
Right.
That's very well could happen also.
I mean, very well could be that, Joe's calling me. He was having trouble getting through on TalkShoe. So he did call me on my phone, and my phone is next to my microphone for our YouTube show. So Tom, I do apologize if you can't hear Joe. I mean, he doesn't have that great of a voice you want to listen to anyways, but hey, But speaking of Joe, Joe gets to go first on the next match. And this is for the women's title match, the submission match, with the champion Charlotte defending her belt, with Daddy not at ringside, against Natalya. Joe, take it away. It was just luck of the draw, my friend.
I was actually trying to think of its outcome for this match. Since it's a submission match, both Charlotte and Natalya have good submission moves. Obviously, Charlotte has the figure eight. Natalya has the sharpshooter. Ric Flair is no longer at ringside in this match. I think it's time for Natalya to be the women's champion.
Very interesting. So, Tom, just in case you didn't hear that, Joe is predicting Natalya to win this match. T Black, what do you think?
Well, as John's saying, it's about damn time Ric Flair is far from ringside. Kudos to Shane McMahon for putting his foot down and doing something that nobody's done and preventing Flair from being at ringside. So my pick is going with Natalya.
Oh, another Natalya pick. Well, I'm gonna go next, Trim. I'll let you bat in the cleanup spot for this one. As we all know, in every good baseball lineup, the power hitter is fourth, but the best hitter is third. I think back to a previous scenario where Seth Rollins was World Heavyweight Champion, and it was said that he couldn't beat anybody without help from whether it was the Authority or Kane or whatever, and then he went out there and proved everybody wrong and won very convincingly and kept his title. Shortly after that, he got injured and has been on the shelf ever since, but I'm going along those same lines, and Charlotte will hold on to this title. They've started to come out with the 11 straight big event that she's defended, that she's wrestled for the title. They'll make it 12, and then the Baker's dozen 13, and then the 14th one, which should be SummerSlam by my calculations. That's when things will turn. I did read today that Sasha Banks suffered a concussion at a house show, so I don't know how bad it is or how long she could be out. But for now, keeping our eye on Charlotte and Natalya. Charlotte walks away with the title. Trib?
Well, Greg, a lot of times when we sat back and watched a lot of the pay-per-views together, I always said that the Divas were always the bathroom match. The last couple of Divas matches that we had, that we've seen on pay-per-views, were actually pretty good matches. This one, I think, is probably going to fall into the category of possibly a bathroom match.
Really?
Yeah. Natalya, she's from the famed Hart family. If she wins the title tonight, I will probably consider it a big shock. Almost as big of a shock if the Chicago Cubs won the World Series this year. That's how much of a shock it would be to me. Because I don't think Charlotte's ready to lose the title until Sasha Banks meets her. Sasha Banks is what I believe the ultimate in the women's division. When she gets her shot one-on-one at Charlotte, I believe Sasha Banks will be the new Divas champion. I'm going with my tag team partner, and I'm taking Charlotte.
All right. Now on to the next championship match. It is the Booty-Oos, the New Day as the champions, taking on the Vaudevillians for the tag team titles. It's listed as, Big E, Kofi, and or Xavier Woods. Well, everybody knows it's going to be Big E and Kofi. Tony Black, what's your thoughts on this match?
Let's see. I think I'm going to go grab my booty.
Alright. Little Nugster, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are I kind of miss Enzo Amore. So I would like to see the New Day
Okay, that's a good thought. Mr. Trivia.
Well, definitely you're not a certified G and a bona fide stud, because you can't teach that. How you doing? But even though, I mean, I've kind of gotten to like the New Day, but I kind of think it's time for them to drop the titles. I'm going with the Vaudevillains.
Oh wow, going a little curveball there. My thoughts on this match. I mean, I've been a New Day fan for quite a while, even before they turned face. And I agree with Little Nugs on one point, and the Vaudevillains aren't, in my eyes, big enough to be the ones to take out the New Day. Enzo and Cass, maybe. Anderson and Gallows. I think the New Day's lining up for something bigger than the Vaudevillains. I definitely see the New Day walking out. Now, do we see a brief appearance by Enzo and Cass, causing maybe a slight distraction, and then a trombone to the head, and then a pin? That could possibly happen. As to where the to kind of set up maybe a Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass match, but I'm also going with the New Day because you just ain't booty. Next up, there's only two title matches left to discuss, so obviously we'll discuss the biggest one now, and that's the Fatal 4-Way for the IC title match. Miz versus Owens versus Cesaro versus Sami Zayn. This is probably the match that I'm looking most forward to seeing on this pay-per-view.
Before you go into this match, Greg, don't you think that it would have been nice if the front office had given us a password so we can get on the... I mean, I don't know what the secret is, but...
I don't know why we'd have to be up. Maybe somebody hit a button that they weren't supposed to hit.
No, there was a problem that the computer wasn't typing.
Oh.
We got a message from M&J that they were in the house, and I asked them how we were sounding, and it wasn't typing. So our crack crew here, not smoking crack, but our crack crew that we have is right on the ball here. So we're gonna get that taken care of right away.
All right, Tony Black, what are your thoughts on a Fatal 4-Way for the IC title match?
You got me to use my brain on it.
I know that's dangerous.
Thanks for making a comment. I dare you. Wow. You know what? Let me think on this. Go with Little Nugs first.
Oh, we can't. We got a pattern we got to follow here.
Think it through, talk it through. We still got plenty of time here. It's only 6:29 and we got two matches, so.
I'm going to throw this one into left field so you can't hit anything over the left field wall.
Well, we know that. The Yankees can't hit anything past third base, but other than that, that's besides the point.
Folks, I'd like to make a special announcement. This is the last time Tony Black will be appearing on the top rope.
But I'm going with Kevin Owens on this one.
Oh. Very good, very good. Well, Little Nug, you are up.
Oh boy. Alright. Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
I actually would like to see Kevin Owens a champion. I've been a fan of him since he debuted. So I am going to go with Kevin Owens.
So you're going with your heart and you're going with Kevin Owens.
Yes.
All right. Miz, Owens, Cesaro, Zayn. When I look at this match, I think of the Red Sox and say it blows. But I'm sorry. I got distracted there a little bit. I'm sorry.
And don't worry, I can't kick Greg off the air, so he's got free reign.
A little sidebar, just funny. When all last year, all you heard were the crickets chirping when it came to the Red Sox. That tells you what a true Red Sox fan really is. They're only talking
Hey,
when
I
the
knew
Red
we
Sox
sucked
are
last
doing
year.
good.
I know we sucked last
But a
year.
majority of the Red Sox fans are all of a sudden out and about. Like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to win. We've done it 27 times. It's okay if we don't win every year. We gotta let the other poor schleps win. And the Red Sox payroll is actually higher than the Yankees this year, pal.
But
And
anyway.
Panda,
the
Pablo
match yet?
Sandoval.
The other
Yeah,
match
good
yet?
choice there. Anyways, back to the regular schedule program. Miz, Owen, Cesaro, Zayn, you gotta look at what's gonna happen after this. What has the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing still is not finished. Cesaro just starting a little campaign with the Miz, so that's not finished. So, in the end result, in my eyes, it's either gonna be Miz or Owens, or it could be Cesaro or Sami Zayn. Get that? How it could be any of the four. But I don't see why you put Miz up, bring Maurice back. As we all know, Maurice is now going to be on the next season of Total Divas. So they're going to want to keep that promotion, keep that flying high. I think just for the storyline that they're going with, I think the power couple in the WWE is going to stay on top. I honestly think Miz will hold on to the title until both John Cena and Nikki Bella come back into the fray. Then you'll see power couple versus power couple. That's a little ways down the road, but I'm saying the Miz is going to keep his title and come away with the match.
Okay.
Mr. Trivia.
Let's see. We have another message here from Ref to Jeff, or Jeff to Ref rather. Jeffrey. This match here, you know, the WWE is very, very high right now on Kevin Owens.
Oh, they're very, very high.
Yeah.
When did RVD become chairman of the board?
But Kevin Owens, I believe they're saving him for the bigger picture. I believe they're saving Kevin Owens for a run at Roman Reigns in a World Heavyweight title. My pick for this match, I'm so glad he's back. I'm going as the new Intercontinental Champion, Cesaro.
I already was writing that down as we're getting ready to say it.
You know, one thing I gotta say about Cesaro, I love that James Bond-esque entrance he has when he comes to the ring.
Yes, I do. And I like the way they really tried to rebrand him, but didn't have to rebrand him. You know, all they did was they put a suit on him and have him rip off the suit. And they still have the Cesaro section. I think they did a really good thing, not trying to totally rebrand Cesaro. Just, you know, a little something else to make people, you know, interested in coming to the ring. Well, folks, we're up to the last match of this card. Little Nugster, you're up first on this one. It is Roman Reigns defending his title against AJ Styles in an extreme match. Now, what is an extreme match? It's an anything goes match, which means it could be a no disqualification, could be no count out. You know, what's the other one? Not false count anywhere. A street fight. Anything and everything goes in this match. So, Little Nugster, who's gonna win this one? Who's walking out of this arena tonight with the title?
Okay. Well, I did like Roman Reigns at one point, and then for some reason I'm getting a little tired of him. I don't know what it is, but I'm just getting tired of him each week.
Well, I think you and 3 million other
already know that.
WWE fans are the same.
I mean, it almost kind of feels like he's being like a John Cena, because there are people who do still like him, and then there's a lot of people that hate him.
Well, like he says, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy.
Now, when you say that,
Well, that's what he said.
there's only one guy I think that is the guy. And that is Seth Rollins.
Yeah, so are you saying if you see Seth Rollins making an appearance tonight and interfering in this match?
Yes, actually.
Okay, on whose behalf?
I don't know. Now that I think of it, I have no idea.
Alright, well, who's gonna win?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Is he the champ when he walks out?
Yes.
Alright. Tony Black.
For 800.
We just got a message from Jeff the Ref, and I asked him if he can hear us. He says he can hear us fine on YouTube. He said, but all you can see is my fat head. Hope you can't see the bald spot.
Well, it's the glare that comes on.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. Tony Black, you're up.
Well, if Jeff the Ref wants to cover up the ball foul, he's got to do this around the top of the map. I'm going to quote something from Ron Simmons. Damn, because the Little Dutchers stole my thunder. And I'm taking Roman Reigns on the point that Seth Rollins will be making an appearance because it was all over Facebook that he is at the pay-per-view backstage tonight.
So is Randy Orton.
Which will lead up to possibly a triple threat match at SummerSlam with Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins. So my pick is Roman Reigns with the interference from Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Jeff the Ref says, stop talking to that hack Tony Black. My turn.
Yes, it is.
Holy Jesus, H. Christ, I am getting so friggin' sick and tired of hearing about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins will not be back until SummerSlam.
No, that's not right. He'll be back before then.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, another thing I've been getting really tired about here in the last couple of weeks is the reformation of the Shield. It's not going to happen. I
I don't see that happening.
I believe you're not going to see a reformation of the Shield. Seth Rollins, even if he is at the pay-per-view tonight, so is Randy Orton. They've both been seen at the airport. If Seth Rollins comes out, to me, Greg, I think that's going to be my holy shit moment, if Seth Rollins does come out. But everywhere that you see on the social media pages now is Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins. Greg made a very, very, very valid point that before people were saying Seth Rollins needed help to win his matches. And then he proved he didn't need help to win his matches. Seth Rollins is a good, talented wrestler. I say that. Not only do I say that because, you know, he's a good wrestler, former champion. Besides, him and I share the same birthday, which is Saturday, by the way. And we're also talking to him, you know, with everything. If Seth Rollins, like I said, if Seth Rollins shows up tonight, it will be my holy shit moment. If Seth Rollins shows up, Roman Reigns is going to lose the title. But is AJ Styles ready to be WWE champion yet? I don't see it. Not at a pay-per-view of a small magnitude like this. You know, Extreme Rules is not a major pay-per-view.
No, but they've got major matches. They've got all 5 titles.
That's true. That's true.
There's more titles being defended on this one than at SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta go. I mean, I've been bouncing this around back and forth for the last 3-4 days. I gotta go with Roman Reigns to retain. I just have to.
All right, folks. Ready for this one? Okay.
I think it's time for the Munsters left field prediction.
No, this isn't left field. We're talking, you know, you got those rappers that are out in that parking lot way off, like 5 blocks away, that are blowing around. those are closer to the playing field than this prediction. Not really though, but I honestly I don't see Roman Reigns losing. I don't think that they're gonna put a title on AJ Styles as of yet. But here's where things start to fall in place. Yeah, you've got Money in the Bank, and then you've got the pay-per-view in July. But after this pay-per-view, you start to set your sights on SummerSlam. Once again, this is an Extreme Rules match. Anything and everything goes. I'm gonna officially go and say we're gonna see 2 appearances tonight involved in this match. One is Finn Balor coming down and interfering in the match and taking out AJ Styles, forming the real club of Balor, Gallows, and Anderson, setting up a feud with AJ Styles and Finn Balor that'll culminate at SummerSlam. So that's where Roman Reigns goes over on AJ Styles. I see AJ Styles, in the match, pretty much maybe even kind of leading the match until that happens. Roman Reigns then maybe Superman punches everyone, even the referee. Who knows? A ring announcer, whatever. As long as it's not Lillian. No Superman punch to Lillian.
Nope.
Then, after he's won the match, it's time to do it. It's time for the man, because Roman Reigns is the guy, but it's time for the man to show up. The arena goes dark. The lights come back on, and we're finally going to see the return of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt will be in the ring all the way back to last year's Money in the Bank, where anybody but you, Roman. Anybody but you. And he will then take out Roman Reigns, stand over Roman Reigns, setting up the 1-year anniversary of Money in the Bank, where this time Bray Wyatt will take on Roman Reigns. And my early prediction is he will win the title at Money in the Bank.
Wow. That's something else. That is an out of
like I said, my official prediction is Reigns wins. And I don't have to include a stipulation by interference or anything, because it's anything goes.
Yeah.
There can be a live sex show in the middle of the ring while the match is going on. Anything goes.
Yep.
So now we're up to our last prediction.
Oh, before we get into the last prediction,
okay.
Greg, I just want to let the fans out there know, don't forget June 18th at M&J Video Games Collectibles and First Base Sports at 38 Center Street in Wallingford, Connecticut. There will be there will be an autograph signing with WWE Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine.
A legend. Great name.
From noon to 2. And also on June the 25th, a week later,
a short signing.
Yeah, it's going to be a short signing from 12 to 2, literally. On June 25th from 12 to 2, Hornswoggle will be at M&J Video Games.
It's not. It's just Swoggle.
Oh no, John, no. John said he will not allow him to sign Swoggle on the papers. He's advertised as Hornswoggle. He'll sign as Hornswoggle.
Well, John's got lawyers. I don't. It's Swoggle.
And but those are going to be the 2 signings at M&J Video Games and Collectibles, 38 Center Street, and First Base Sports, 38 Center Street in Wallingford. Greg the Hammer Valentine, June 18th, 12 to 2. Hornswoggle, June 25th, 12 to 2. Don't forget, come on down, see 3 greats that night. Hornswoggle, Greg the Hammer Valentine,
and Mr. Trivia,
and the Top Rope Report. We're going to be there. Okay, Greg, now we got the first match.
Well, the last prediction, and it's for the first match of the show. Little Nugster, you started us off. Why don't you start us off on this one also?
I think the first match, let's see. I think they should get the Intercontinental Championship out of the way. Why not have Fatal 4-Way start off the pay-per-view?
Little bastard.
Tony
All right, Tony Black.
Kalisto Mustafa.
Prick. See, they got that telepathy, Greg. They got that, what's that called, ESPN?
2.
So, obviously the Nugster picked yours. I mean, obviously the little Nugster picked yours.
Well, I did have 2 in my mind.
And Tony Black picked mine.
I did have 2 matches in my mind, so I get to go before you. So whatever one just popped in your head is going to be the one that I'm choosing right now. I was saying it was either going to be it's got to be something to, blow things out of the water.
Right.
And that was either the Fatal 4-Way or what my other match now is going to be, as long as nobody else had chosen it. And that's going to be the Asylum match of Ambrose versus Jericho. They'll lower that cage coming down, get the theater in a big buzz, and the 2 of them will come out to open the show.
Okay. Well, seeing as how Tony Black blew my pick out of the water, that's okay, Tony. We'll have the officers of the top rope contact you about that. And
you could choose the same match. You Red Sox fans stay together.
He's a Yankee fan, Tony.
He is?
Yeah.
Right. Well, by the way, he was bashing the Yankees. I thought he was a Red Sox fan.
But anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with a title match to start off tonight's pay-per-view. And if you're going to go with this title match, then you're not booty. So I believe it's going to be the New Day against the Vaudevillains to start off tonight's pay-per-view. So, Greg, there's our predictions.
Yes, that is. Those are all 8 matches, and then the bonus match. The bonus pick is the first match. I got a little nervous in the beginning that we were all going to have, the same predictions. It'd be one hell of a show when we all have the same matches. But, there's definitely quite a variety. Mr. Trigger went off the left on the tag team match in Kalisto Rusev. He's the only one that chose Usos and Kalisto. Me and Triv have Charlotte. Black and Little Nug have Natalia. Once again, Mr. Trivia off the hook with Vaudevillains, where the rest of us have New Day. Both our special guests, Tony Black and Joe, have Owens, where I have The Miz, you have Cesaro. Little Nugster's the only one that thinks AJ Styles is walking out with the title. The other 3 of us think it's going to be Reigns. And Tony Black thinks that we're going to see the return of Seth Rollins. And I have both Finn Balor making an appearance and then Bray Wyatt showing back up. I mean, what are your thoughts on this pay-per-view? Triv.
Well, it has the makings of a good pay-per-view. And it's, if the WWE plays it up right, it could be. Oh, yeah, well, before we get into the rest of the stuff, Greg, I want to thank Tony Black and the Little Nugster for joining us, guys. Thanks very much, and enjoy the pay-per-view tonight. And Greg and I are going to sit back and talk about some more interesting information. I just got a message from Johnny K that there's some breaking news from Cody Rhodes. It's in photo form, so I'm going to go have to check it out. But guys, while you're on there, I just want to say thank you for joining us today, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys again in the future.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. Love you, Joe.
Quick trip. Love you too. Before you hang up for me.
What's up?
Couple of things. Charlotte was on Facebook Live last night with Byron Saxton, and they fan asked her a question of a past WWE diva she would like to face. And she had issued the challenge to a diva who I think will be a good match, and that is Hall of Famer Lita.
Okay.
And also, they're also planning on, I think they're already set one next for SummerSlam, which is going to be a big stack. Lana against Kalisto and a mystery partner. And a lot of people on Facebook, about half a dozen, including myself, put for his partner section stock round to 100 rounds.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing that up to us, Tony. We'll definitely look into that for a possibility of a discussion on next week's show. So we want to thank you for joining us today and enjoy the pay-per-view. What's that? All right. Take care, Tony. Thanks to Tony Black and Little Nugster for joining us on our pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's always nice to have. You know, I mean, we can sit here and talk, but it's always nice when you throw a couple people in and get their predictions. So, you know, it's great. You know, thank you guys for. Yeah, Joe.
What was that? Oh, I couldn't have been doing for it.
Joe.
Yes, I'm here.
What's up? You have something else you needed to add?
Yeah, well, I was actually about to ask a question, but I hung up on you, or you hung up at me, or something. I don't know.
All right. What's the question?
I was going to ask, what's up with Brock Lesnar?
We'll save that for the Money in the Bank, where I want him to win the Money in the Bank briefcase.
You only want him to win the Money in the Bank briefcase so he can terrorize everybody.
Because I've been saying it for months and months and months. But he's due to return to action at a house show in Hawaii, where he's actually advertised to be fighting Kevin Owens. Also, John Cena's advertised at that same show to be fighting Nakamura's, whatever his name
Bless
is.
you. I mean,
From NXT?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's it. So there's speculation that that's going to be one of those Sunday night house shows that they show on the WWE Network exclusively, like they did at Madison Square Garden. But that's when he's due to come back, and then he'll be around for those few months leading up to SummerSlam, where they'll put him in a match on a surprising return of El Torito back to WWE.
Okay.
All right.
So, Greg, what do you think your take is going to be on this pay-per-view? I mean, last year's Extreme Rules, I didn't think it was too bad.
Oh, it was horrible.
Really?
No, it wasn't too bad. It was horrible.
No.
I would have given that one a D plus C minus at best.
So you probably
I went back through that pay-per-view specifically. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a headline saying, you know, will this year's Extreme Rules be better than last year's? And so I looked at it, and it just, it
sucked ass.
It wasn't. And there was one match that I would have rated a B. Everything else was a C or C minus to a couple Ds. And I just think overall, it fell flat. This one, you know, the only match that I'm, not really. I mean, there's two matches that if I, had to miss some of, I'd be okay with. And that's Kalisto Rusev and the Vaudevillains and New Day. Although for entertainment purposes alone, I would like to see the New Day, but somewhere in this pay-per-view, I'm gonna have to go pick up my wife from work, and I'll be driving, and hopefully listening to it via the Bluetooth in my car. I'm not gonna watch it while driving. So if one of those matches around while I was doing that, fine. But I'm expecting a solid B pay-per-view. I'm expecting this to be probably right up there, just below WrestleMania so far for this year.
Wow, and that's a bold pick. That's a bold prediction there from the Nugster. We've got excuse me. We got thank you. Well, we're coming towards the end, but we got some time to kill here, and I just want to say June 11th, Northeast Wrestling at the Bethany Town Hall in Bethany, Connecticut. It's going to be a good match that night.
Yes, it is.
Mike Bennett squaring off one-on-one against Connecticut's own Wrecking Ball Legursky. So this is a big match for Mike Bennett, for Wrecking Ball. I believe Mike Bennett is a very, very good talent in the wrestling business. He's in TNA with Maria. I don't go to watch Maria, but I believe it's going to be a great match. Another match I'm looking forward to on that card that night is Ron Zombie is going to finally get his hands on Stevie Stamos.
Yes.
After what happened last month in Waterbury when Stevie Stamos cost him the title, maybe we can get a chance to you know, get Stevie Stamos or Ron Zombie on the phone here live with us to talk about that match before June 11th. That's definitely something I would like to check out. But Greg, hopefully the Top Rope Report will be in attendance for that show. You know, sometimes we have other obligations that we have to fulfill, but you know, personal appearances, all that other stuff.
Yeah, other matches on the card is pulled up. I mean, Robbie E is going up against Jimmy Preston. Those of you that are watching the reality show that John Cena is hosting, they know there's an independent wrestler on there named Cam. He's actually wrestling against Mark Sherman.
Wasn't he the guy that wouldn't get in the ring because Zombie was in there?
Yes. Yep. And then the Battle Brothers are taking on Adrenaline Rush. And then they have a four-way dance. Sorry, I take my glasses off because this is winner faces War King Hansen at Heatwave for the new championship match. And that's TK O'Ryan, Frankie Arian, Brian Anthony, and Frankie Arian's tag team partner, Vinny Marseglia. So definitely, you know, some extra matches that, you know, at that show. You know, we went to the one, you know, a few weeks ago, and it was definitely a good show. Front row seats are already sold out. Second and third rows are only $17, so it's definitely not a bad ticket, you know, and it can't be that big of a place, but it's in Bethany, Connecticut,
No.
so.
But I'm really surprised that the talents, such as Robbie E. and Mike Bennett, will be at.
Well, Mike Bennett grew up in NEW,
Right.
correct? So he still has a little allegiance to them, I think. And then once again, as long as, you know, Maria's there with him, I'm not sure I'll even notice that he's wrestling the Wrecking Ball, although it's hard not to notice a Wrecking Ball.
Exactly.
But that's definitely a match that I want to see.
Yep. And also one other thing too is the Top Rope Report is going to, well, Mr. Trivia and the Top Rope Report along with the Nugster Greg, we are going to try and attend the Friday Night Fights this Friday night. You know, the Trivia would like to get out there for his birthday, and hopefully we can get a chance to get out there and whip it up and celebrate with the guys. I'd be looking forward to doing some more interviews because the last three didn't come out that we did, and I would really want to talk to Moonshine McCready again.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely a fun guy to talk to, and Joseph Von Schmidt will be making his return that night. He did get wind of what you said about stripping the title.
Yeah, I'm banned from the arena.
So he's kind of looking for you, but
exactly.
But don't worry about it.
It's a self suspension. I'm suspending myself from going to the arena.
But don't worry about it. Everything's okay. And another thing too, Mario Mancini and his PAPW, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, is now having Saturday night fights at their school in East Haven. So you definitely want to check that out. It's been on Facebook for quite a while. You can also catch Mario as the co-host of Center Ring on Thursday nights on WPAA. We haven't got a chance to go out there yet and see it, but if Mario and Paul Roma are putting it together, I'm sure it's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And I said to John Kelleher the other day from M&J, I'd like to see a match between the two schools. You know, take the guys from Von Schmidt school and match them up against the guys from Mario's school. I think that would be quite interesting to see how it would work out. I don't think that's ever been done.
I don't think so.
In the independents. And that's something
we'll have to get the commissioners of each organization on the horn and see what we possibly come up with.
Yeah. But we're just getting notice here that it's time to wind it up here and head on over to the Palatial Estate and watch the pay-per-view. Extreme Rules this night. Next month, I believe, is Money in the Bank.
Yep.
We're definitely going to be doing another pre-show that night. Next week, back at our original time, 12 noon.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, if anything changes, we'll definitely let you people know. Greg, once again, great show tonight. We want to thank our callers, the infamous Tony Black, for calling, and the Little Nugster. It's a pleasure to hear from you guys. We'd also like to thank the people in our chat room tonight, Tom Dacey, our sponsor Johnny K, Jeff the Ref. You know, without those guys, we really wouldn't have a show, and they make the show worth doing. And also, the best one. I mean, the one that we've got to really, really take our hat off to for everything he's done for this show. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, everything. The guy has just been phenomenal. I don't know what the show would do without him. Is our sponsor from KC Computers, Mr. Christopher Crandall. For all your computer needs, go to KC Computers. So, Greg, we've come to another close to the Top Rope Report, and
Yes, we have.
we're going to head on over to the Palatial Estate now and watch it on the network. So, for the Nugster Greg, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia. Thanking you for all tuning in tonight, and we'll see you at the matches.